Okay, here we go. We are at Salsa Talks number six, with Nico Siriani from Camina Dance in Brussels. Hello, Nico.
Yeah. Hello, Carl. How are you?
Thanks. I'm fine. Thanks for being our guest for this episode. Nico, I would like to start with one of the two videos that you have sent me, just to enter right away into the subject, and then we can move
Let's
on
go.
from there. It's let's see here. All right. So, sorry to cut you there. It's a way to present you, to introduce you. So, you were dancing there. Can you tell us something about yourself and about this video, maybe?
Yeah. But I will start with the video. This video is a very important one for me because there we are dancing in Cuba, and I'm principally a Cuban dancer. Though I dance Cuban dances, and that's what I do. And it's a very important one because in that place it's called the Callejón de Hamel. No, it's a very traditional place in Havana, in the center of Havana. When you can see the walls, in the walls, the color of the walls and the music, everything is a kind of place where all the traditions are happening each Sunday and in a determinate hour in the midday, for example, in the noon. And it's very interesting because a lot of several different groups, musical groups and dance groups, comes to perform there, and there are a mix between people of Cuba and tourists. It's a kind of mix, but it's a very traditional space which is there for several years, and the people are performing there. And there we are dancing Rumba Guaguancó with Tania, with my ex-partner, my dance partner, and it's a very beautiful moment because we are sharing this African energy and this mix between Africa and Spain, who is a little bit this rumba, who is the Cuban tradition, and that is one part of the. Let's say salsa is my start point. I started to dance salsa in Chile, in my country of the origin, in 2011, and
it was salsa LA style or online, or what was it?
It was salsa, Cuban salsa,
Okay.
because in Chile at that point it was the most popular one, more close to Cuba. Mm-hmm. It wasn't strictly very Cuban salsa, but something like that, something close to Cuban salsa with Cuban music, with any kind of music, but more of Cuban music. But after when I moved to Belgium, I start to have contact with Cuban master here in Europe because there are a lot, and I start to see them dancing and everything. And then after I start to learn all the traditional dances like rumba, afro, abacua, all the Cuban dances who are connected with salsa, but there are traditional dances, then gives a lot to the body and to the knowledge of the culture of salsa. So it's a very important video. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. So you actually discovered the Cuban dances more in Europe than in Latin America itself.
Yeah, exactly. For example, for me, the first time that I hear salsa, it was in Chile, but it was for other reasons because I like this composer Rubén Blades, It's a guy of Panama. It's a very popular composer who was creating a lot of new salsas with Willie Colon in New York. He studied lawyer in Harvard, and he's a very interesting personage. He was president of the. He was how do you say? He presented himself for be president of Panama, like in two opportunities. Was minister of the tourism.
He's an actor also.
Actor also, and he composes the words. Then he composes what's called like social salsa. You know, he was speaking about social subjects or politics and things.
Yes.
When I was young, I was very like in that medium, in that media. I love world music, and I start to hear that salsa, but I never saw the dance. And it was very late that I started to saw the dance. I saw Cuban dances. I learned with a Cuban lady there in Patagonia, in the end of Chile. Very weird. And a Cuban lady was there, a very good one, very good teacher. And there I started to dance it. But I only know salsa there. But when I arrived here in Europe, I discovered, there exists rumba, there exist all these dances, all the popular dances, mambo, cha-cha-cha, son, all what is also in the Cuban world, you know, and it was very rich because in Europe everything is very close. It's very easy to move. Then you can reach the master that you want. Now with the internet, it's more easy because you can take it online also. But you can go. You can just. I start to go to the festivals, and I start to see the magic of these dances and the energy who are bringing also in the workshops, and start to take also how to teach also technique, but also be based on energy during a class.
So you started teaching in Europe also.
I already started teaching in Chile, but not professionally. The people I was very funny because I for me make figures and things was natural in the beginning. So I start to learn and I start to see all the videos. All this phase that we pass when in the beginning when we are dancing all the days and then try to do the things. I put it like how do you say a pullover or something like that in the jacket, hanging in like this in my room, and I start to do the figures with the jacket without the lady, alone all the time, and then the people start to come naturally to my place to take classes.
Okay.
But I give it for free for 1 year. It was in my place all the time, 15 people dancing, and after when I arrived to Belgium, I start to give classes because I love, but it was also a need for me because I'm a journalist, but I didn't want to continue being a journalist. Then in the transition, salsa helped me a lot to establish myself here in Belgium.
Okay. Now about the Cuban style, I have the impression that at least before the pandemic started, there was a trend in the general salsa scene, so to say. So also inside LA, New York style, there was a trend towards using Cuban style, or also more and more interest for Cuban style itself in a pure way or in a half pure way. Let's call it Cuban fusion. Is that just my impression, or is it your impression as well? Do you see that also this trend towards Cuban style? It's maybe more difficult for you because you are in it.
I see that in the both sense, and I think the interest and I think this is a period who is coming already for a while, because who is happening for a while, because and it's connected with the video that I sent you also, the second one that we will see maybe after.
Okay.
With Michael Fons dancing. If you are seeing Michael Fons dancing, his dance, one of the most renowned Cuban dancers, we can say the number one. He's dancing. He arrived to Italy and he started to dance. Understand how is the system of the LA salsa, or the line, or on two, or all this system, and he started to adapt his dance to Afro-Cuban movements, also put all his flavor and don't dance just like that. the acts, do all the Cuban movements who come from the rumba, from the Afro, all the Cuban technique, who is about ondulations and things. Though I think that the people in LA, they are doing this, they are practicing this for a while already, including like step of orillas and things like that. But it wasn't developed. The people was doing just for have the shape, but not going in the entire complexity of the movement or the understanding of the movement. Who seems a little bit weird, because when you see it, people dancing LA and doing rumba movements was a kind of artificial. And I think now the people are understanding, okay, yes, this movement is really beautiful, I can get something of this, but I'm not gonna learn just like that, because I'm not in the movement really. I doing something which seems to be, and I think the people are, like you are saying now, are getting more interested in that, because they know they have tools there. They have tools, they have inspiration. Cuban dances are very, 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 very connected with the body. And that means that you can find a lot of movements that you find in Cuban salsa, you can find it in another body practices, for example, who work with health, body practice of wellness. For example, in Qigong or these oriental things, you can find a lot of rotation of hips or things like that, or the shoulder rotation, or this kind of movements of despelote, which is a Cuban movement. They are also for the health of the body. They are very nice things into the Cuban movement. No, I think the people are realizing that aesthetically, also they can have tools, and also in terms of the connection with their body is bring a lot. There are a lot to experiment and put in your body for become a better dancer, or be more connected with your dance.
So do I understand well that you don't have yourself a problem with the Cuban fusion, in the sense that some people might say, but they just pick what they want and they don't know what they're doing?
For me, in the dance floor, you dance like you feel. If you learn some movement and you are dancing in the the dance floor, and you do a movement, and even you do okay or not okay, and you are and you don't know what that means, and blah blah blah. For me, I don't have any problem, because I think in the dance floor is expression. You dance like you are, and what do you have, and what do you have to dance with the heart, no? But when you are teaching, I think this is a little bit more complicated, because you are building up some knowledge. If you will teach, for example, I want to teach you rumba, for example, to LA dancers, because like that she can learn, incorporate the rumba movement. I'm gonna try to teach them in the most clear way as possible, and explain them why I'm doing this movement like that. You can interpret it more or less, if you understand why, because you're gonna put my a little bit more far away. If the Cubans speak like that, hey, ¿qué te pasa? How are you? What you're doing, with these arms, or the ladies, hey, it's all this. The rumba movements are bringing this, this way of life of the Cuban people. The dance is they are expressing with their body what they are experimenting in life all the days. For me, it's important for feel, for understand, for feel the spirit of the dance. It's important to explain a dance properly, to teach a dance properly. If you don't do it, this is your problem. But yeah, of course, you are not following, more or less. You are not connected with the root of what you are teaching, and I think that is the problem.
Okay, now let's see this the video you sent me of Michael Fons over here. Now, Nico, that's amazing, because if you see this video, you think this is an on-two dancer, a very good one, okay, but an on-two dancer. You don't hardly see any Cuban. You see body movement, okay, he's doing maybe certainly more than the average, but you see, in essence, you see an on-two dancer, not a Cuban style dancer.
Yeah,
so
of
you
course.
chose this one for that reason.
Exactly. I chose that one because if you see also entire video, there are some rumba movements in the middle and things like that. And sometimes he passed to a Cuban thing and he come back. But the thing that I understood seeing dancing this guy when I saw this video is the richness to express yourself with all that you have in the dance floor. Doesn't matter the structures or the preconcepts, or I'm dancing in LA and dancing Cuban, because, for example, when you are seeing, they are not really dancing on two. They are dancing in son time.
Okay.
No, they are dancing in son tiempo. They are dancing with the bass. There is a little bit difference with the New York style, and I think it's like the old isn't on two base. The old on two, what the people say, the old on two, but this is the Cuban son, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And the on two is inspired on that in the son. And this guy is dancing. Is not dancing son because the son is very formal here in the upper body, and it's not too many turns and erotic movements. They don't have too much of this, but it's the feeling. It's the same feeling to be connected with this bass or with the kukung to pak kukung to pak kukung. And I saw also his freedom for incorporate Cuban movements, LA movements, and also be himself when he's dancing in the dance floor. Is that what I say? Okay, if I want to really express myself, I'm not gonna only stay. I don't want to be also say, okay, I'm gonna dance Cuban and I can't do nothing more because I'm dancing only that. In the dance floor, I want to be myself and come with all of I have. And also, for example, you can see this very strong in Cuban dancers now, because also there are people who are living in a context. They are living I am speaking about the Cuban dancers in Europe, but also in Cuba, because in Cuba you have also all this great ballet who is Tropicana, who is a most stylish ballet of popular dances. They perform every night, in La Habana, and Michael Fons comes from Tropicana, for example, and this is a particular technique very similar to lady styling or this LA technique. And it's and the people of LA, they get very inspired for that to build up these fundamentals. Though you have people like Joan Di Villorrutia, the top dancers also in Cuban world are incorporating LA movements, LA turns, different things. I think both dances are getting more closer. Also, as you see also in the workshops, the people are giving all the workshops in line, the Cuban dancers in the best festivals, because it's more easy to explain, to present to the people than make a circular thing. It's more easy to understand. But for me, it's also nice that there are people like Janek Revilla, a great, wonderful master, my master also, who is continue teaching something very casino, very Cuban, with some modifications, but he's insisting in developing from that start point. Is also interesting.
So both worlds are fertilizing one another.
Yeah,
actually.
Exactly.
Okay. Nico, I want to pass to my last question. I know that you are busy with social projects, including dancing. Is that correct? I would like to know something more about that, if that is possible, if that is not too personal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but for me, and I think that is what is motivating most motivating part for me. For me, like in the same thing that for example, I understand that, yeah, I love Cuban dances. I also play music and I sing. Don't I sing for the orichas? I play for the orichas with the bata drums or the congas, and the other styles of dances. But also, I not just I not I can say this is my passion. I do only this. No, for me also is dance is like we are speaking about the body is the encounter with your body and also with your emotions, with another things. When you feel that sensations in the dance floor, when you feel connected with the movement or inspired, some things are happening in yourself also, and I think are very nice to explore. Don't For me, for example, I have a project in the Brueggemann Hospital in Brussels. I work in our organization works there, but I give the workshops. I work each Tuesday in Brueggemann Hospital in the unity of in the clinic of stress, the stress clinic in Brueggemann, and there I work with movement, voice, and dance. With the patients of the people who have burnout. In fact, we have the diagnosis of burnout. And there I work with through the movement to go into the body and try to not be too much in the head. Don't come to the body. Start to feel the sensations there, and have some change about the movement and exploring free movement. I'm not doing salsa with them. The idea is that each of these persons can bring their own dance, and like that, going into different states to dance in consciousness. No, see, oh, here I have a tension, and just accept that tension. And after is what we call is embodiment. No, try to from the body try to find also answers to our difficulties in life, because in the body we have a lot of information. Our nervous system is very rich. Our muscles, or everything is. We can find a lot of answers here in our body, and more for the people who are super in a mental state. And also, I work with dance, with movement in the schools, with kids. I think it's very important that the work with kids. Also, I work it also, and sometimes I work in in the retreat houses, with old people. There are several projects then are some of them they are more regular than other ones, but different numbers of associations come to us to make some workshops in that field also.
Great, sounds nice, sounds very interesting.
It's very interesting, see, yeah.
Okay, Nico, I propose that we stop here. Thanks a lot for the very interesting talk with you. I will, for the people like I always do, I will post the links to the videos that you propose so they can look at Michael Franz, the full, and your Rumba Guaguancó, the full term. Thanks again, Nico. Hope to see you soon again on dance floor somewhere. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl, for this moment, and take care. And thanks for inviting me and for sharing this moment of talk.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.